with you all this evening about, that we hope will continue the work in the Pine Hills community as we work together to impact change in the areas that we are working in. So let's just take a moment. I want to go ahead and call the meeting to order. It is 6:19, so I will be yielding some of my time back to some of our guest speakers this evening as well. And I would like to, at this point, ask for Ms. Sandra Fatney Hall to please come up. We're going to go into acknowledging our public officials. Before we do that, we're going to ask Bishop Derek McCray to come to the stage, and we're going to move right into our agenda.
Thank you, Dr. Nicholas. So we're going to ask Bishop Derek L. McCray from the Experience Christian Center to please open us in prayer, up in prayer. So please give him a round of applause as we all stand.
If you would, let us all stand for a word of prayer. Let's bow our heads as we gather here today. We ask you, Heavenly Father, as we draw into this new year, we come before you with grateful hearts. We thank you for the gift of community and for the privilege to serve the people of Pine Hills. As this council begins its work under new leadership and fresh wisdom, fresh vision as well, we ask for your divine guidance. Lord, grant us the wisdom to make decisions that uplift and unite this community, fill their hearts with compassion, their minds with clarity, and their spirits with strength. Protect Pine Hills from all hurt, harm, and danger, and surround us with your peace and security. May your presence be felt in every conversation, every plan, and also in every action that we take. So bless our leaders with courage and integrity. Help us to work together in harmony, putting the needs of our neighborhood above all else. Let this year be one of growth, hope, and positive transformation for the Pine Hills community. We thank you now for Julian and all that you have placed upon his heart. Help his hands to prosper. Bless those that will collaborate with him and help this become one of Central Florida's greatest communities of all times. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Bishop McCray, for those wonderful words of inspiration as we move forward in our community and service and leadership, sharing our expertise as well as our service information to those that we impact daily. And so at this time, I'd like to ask the Future Leaders United Central Florida, United Child Bishop Central Florida, can all of you guys please come forward to the stage for our Pledge of Allegiance. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you every month. And they serve as well by being here and being a part of the community. Give them a round of applause. And at this point, if you would all just bear with us for just a moment, we do have some business that we need to attend to related to council business. So I'm going to ask our secretary, as well as our treasurer, Ms. Janae McKinsey, and Ms. Raven Kirkland to come up to share with us our minutes, as well as our treasurer reports.
Good evening, everyone. So our meeting minutes from our last meeting that took place on December the 2nd, of course, I believe they're, yep, these are our meeting minutes right here. If you all would briefly scan or read through them, please, and we are going to move forward with the approval.
I make a motion.
Yes, please.
Secretary report, then necessary.
We have a motion from the Senator Patrick Hall, Ms. Deidre. We have a second. Thank you. Any, nope, right, great. And thank you. And I will have Ms. Raven Kirkland.
Hello, everyone. So we have the last treasurer's report for 2025. So with the parade account, we had a beginning balance of $51,86.74, income of $600, and an expense of $4,774.15, with a remaining balance of $1,012.59. Everybody enjoy the parade we had this past year? So it's a great time by all. I'm so glad to be a part of that. The next one we have is the resilience account. Not a lot going on there. Started with 56 walk-in cents, ended with 56 walk-in cents. Then we have the general account. We had an income of $1715.01. We had expenses of $1319.50 with an ending balance of $2,405. And that's it? Okay. So can I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report for December? We have Jody. Can I get a second?
I second.
Yay, thank you. Everybody in agreement say yay? Yay. Everybody say nay? All right, we're good, thank you.
And just to share, Ms. Raven is our outgoing secretary, treasurer, and we thank her so much for her time, as well as Ms. Janae, who's going to continue. Let's give them a round of applause for their service to the community. Yep.
Good evening, everyone. What a pleasant evening this is. Wow, we are kicking off the new year well. I want to take this time to thank everyone that has taken the time to be here this evening. Please give yourselves a round of applause, please. So I'm going to attempt to do this because I know we have several elected officials in the room. Can I just ask all of our elected officials to please stand? All the way in the back, but I will start with, we have Attorney Monique H. Worrell, who is the state attorney for the 9th Judicial Circuit Court of Florida. We have Senator LaVon Bracy Davis, representing Florida Senate District 15. We have State Representative Rayshawn Young, representing Florida House District 40. Angie Gallo, who's representing School Board District 1? Yes. Yes. Is our public defender Melissa Vickers? Yep, here every month. Okay, I couldn't see all the way in the back. Did I miss anyone?
Tiffany Moore.
Oh,
Okay. Of course, please stand. Our clerk of courts, Ms. Tiffany Moore Rasta. Dental. With the eyes. Did I miss anyone else? And representatives of the different.
Stephanie.
Oh, how could I forget? Miss Stephanie Vance. She is our school board, Armstrong School Board District 6. Miss Stephanie Vance. Thank you all so much. Yes, I remember her. Thank you. Just remind me if I miss anyone. Oh, Miss Landra, of course. And you. And I think that's everyone in the room. This Commissioner Mike Scott is not here, right? District 6? All right, then. Thank you all so much. I think I've done my job for the evening. No, let's continue with the next part. Oh, Dr. Nichols, I turn things over to you. Let's stand and give our outgoing president a round of applause, please.
Yes, and I cannot go before Orange County Sheriff's Office, so I appreciate our Vice President for sharing that. We changed it a little bit so that they could also come up and share with the community what's going on. We had some great numbers last time we were here in December, so we're looking forward to hearing those numbers about what's happening in the community.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for taking your time to come. Thank you for the current board for working with us so well in 2025. I know that you're looking forward to a little bit of a break. That's an understatement, right? But anyway, very privileged to be here. My name is Yuri Mellish. I am the captain over this particular area. It's known in the sector, in the county as Sector 1. We have everything from Apopka all the way down through Pine Hills and the 408. I'm very happy with the work that's been done prior to my arrival here. I got here in November of the year before, in 2024, so just over a year and a half. And I want to share with you some excellent numbers. And it's not to boast about what the Sheriff's Office is doing necessarily, it's more to boast about what the community is doing, because we can't do what we do without help from the community and those people that are partnering with us and helping us get these bad people off the streets and solve some of these crimes. So let me share with you some of the statistics for the entire year of 2025. Countywide, our crime has reduced by 16%. And that doesn't seem like too much. It's good, please clap. But that's in addition to a 15% decrease the year before. So I'm not too good at math, but we're looking over the past 2 years, a 31% decrease just for Orange County as a whole in type 1 crimes. Type 1 crimes being very serious crimes like murder, sexual battery, robbery, burglaries of autos, burglaries of residences, commercial burglaries, and auto theft. So in all those, we are down a significant amount. Again, hard work of those that are on the street, but also the communication that we have, because without you guys making the phone calls, without the citizens saying, hey, we have something we need you to look at, it makes it a lot harder for us. But that aside, so just for give you a little bit of an idea, in every category, just for our sector, I said we were down 16% for the county. Our sector, we're down 13% for the year of 2025. Just in our sector alone. The only category that we did not see a reduction is auto burglaries, and we missed that by 19. So in 2024, we had 709 auto burglaries. In the entire sector, we had 728 for 2025. So my goal is to have everything in the green, everything in the negatives for 2026. So we're going to work really hard for that. Just to give you an idea of how busy this sector is, anyone want to guess at how many calls for service, how many people called us and asked us for help in 2025? Anyone care to guess? Any of the representatives? Take a wild guess for this area? You sitting in the front, you're not going to call you. Anyone? Take a guess. 21,000, I heard in the back, more or less. 40,000? If I had a prize, I'd give you a prize. So 40,206 calls for service. So just imagine, again, I'm not good at math, but whoever has a calculator, break that out by 365, and you know how many calls a day. But on top of that, our deputies did 27,000 self-initiated calls. So on top of the ones that we're being asked to help, we are out there and we are engaging and we are looking for the bad guys, the ones that are doing something wrong, helping those on the side of the road. 27,000. We investigated and worked. We just started working vehicle crashes. Last year was our first full year working vehicle crashes. We investigated 1,149 just in this area alone. Collectively, the county probably has about 15,000 crashes there now working a year. That was one of the initiatives the sheriff brought on because we get getting complaints about the long wait times for Florida Highway Patrol. So we took it upon ourselves to work crashes. We wrote over 10,000 reports just in this sector, just here alone. Made over 1,000 arrests for open cases or open warrants. State Attorney, you hear that? We made about 1,192 arrests for felony crimes, another 1,200 for misdemeanor crimes, of which about 393 were drug-related. So all the rest of those were not drug-related. And we also removed 143 firearms from the road or from the neighborhoods. That's just in this area. And again, that's because of the hard work. That is because of the hard work of the deputies that are working out here that are being very aggressive in trying to get these guns. And there are great cases about helicopter seeing a car run from the police, and when they bail out of the car, he throws a gun on the roof because we have the helicopter out there seeing it. So we have some really great cases. We also conducted about 7,900 vehicle stops, of those yielding about 1,800 tickets, about 1,400 courtesy notices. So we're about half and half in giving tickets and giving warnings, and 52 drunk drivers were taken off the street. One of the important things that I like to bring up is the fact that we have increased, just in our sector, we have increased staffing by 11%. So we now have 127 deputies just working this area alone. So that is a very good increase. And that also shows the desirability that people want to come to the sheriff's office and they want to work, they want to make a difference. They're coming to the Pine Hills area because they want to help, they want to make a difference. And again, these numbers are a result not just of our actions, but we're working with the community and making sure we work together to make Pine Hills a great place. I appreciate your time. I'll be here if you have any questions afterwards. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause. I think Orange County Sheriff's Office, this one is a little bit better as far as the microphone. They've been very responsive to a lot of the community concerns and inquiries related to safety, pedestrian safety, highway safety. We've worked together with Orange County on many of the different safety and pedestrian studies in the area, Silver Star Road, Hiawassee, etc. So we thank them for their time and their talents and their service. And they are a tremendous help and resource with helping with our annual parade. They contribute resources as well as their officers. There's no cost to the council, and we thank them for that, because that without their time and service and talents and just giving us that sponsorship, we would not be able to do it. So again, round of applause. Thank you so much. I'm going to move forward with the agenda as the outgoing president. Let me just move some things around here because I want to talk a little bit about, let's just survey the room, right? I think knowledge is power. We have a little bit of time because we've been moving fairly quick here. I'm just checking the agenda, 6:33. Okay, a little bit over, we have 3 minutes over. So as we think about what is this new era, you all got the email, right? We got a new era coming in, we got new fresh visions, etc. And so as we think about that, someone asked me, well, what is a Gen Z? What is that, right? What is the difference? What does it mean? And how and what will be done differently? And so I wanted to share with y'all, because knowledge is power. And when we think about that as individuals, this is just one piece of data, right? Data research. I do a lot of triangulation of data. However, when we think about what we are, where we are right now, and so our incoming president is a Gen Z. I'm not going to tell what I am, right? So let's just survey the room. Baby boomers, where are you? Raise your hand. If you're brave, survey the room. I want you to see who's in the room. Our open office meeting is always packed every year that I've been a part of the council, and that's been about 6 years. We want to continue to see you here. Baby boomers, raise your hand again. Who's our secretary incoming? Survey the room. Okay, and that year is 1946 to 1964. Where are our Gen X's? Shout it out. Look at this. Yes, Gen X is in the room, right? Where are Gen Ys? 1980 to 1994. Y'all don't be ashamed. Where are Gen Zs? Show up, Gen Zs. You all right? Hi, Scott. Look at Sandra. She's up high, right? And we have Gen Alphas. Where are Gen Alphas? Stand up, young lady. Stand up. Look, you all. And so as an educator, when I'm out around this country and surveying and talking to people, I like to know who's in the room, because that's the only way I know how to interact with them. And so our Gen Zs, Mr. Julian Serrano O'Neill, I'm looking forward to the vlogs. Right. And those things help us to stay engaged, whereas myself, where's Sandra? Sandra and I are texters.
Oh, right here.
I'm an emailer, right?
I'm a texter.
And so we want to see you all here in the room, just as we're seeing you all right now. We have folks taking photographs. We want to see you all back in the form that you all are in right now. And I think it's important to bring this up because if we don't know what our leaders are, our Gen Zs, they were pretty much born in a digital technology world, right? Texting, telephones. Our new generation babies right now, the betas have the alpha, Gen Alphas, they have their cellular phones, right? They have the iPads. So knowing who's in the room is so important, and the leadership style of those individuals. So I'm just going to share with you all. I wanted to share that because I think that's important. But I want you to come over, Julian. Come on up.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And I prepared this week because I didn't want to go over it. As I prepare to pass the torch, as the outgoing president of the Pine Hills Community Council, I am overjoyed to unveil our visionary blueprint, which is going to be shared in just a moment. Our recent successes have been overwhelming, to say the least, to what we have done in the community. And I want you to know, Julian, as we pass the torch over, I don't have it done, but I do it with gratitude and pride, right? As we know that this is going to be something for you that's going to expand and bring it into the Gen Z, the fresh knowledge, the information technology, the blogs, all those things that are sincerely important. As the community looks forward and moves forward to another level, I call it heightened level of information that's going to be brought to you all in a different way, in a way. So this moment in particular is significant as we usher in a fresh wave of energy and innovation and embodiment of the Gen Zs. They are the torchbearers of the future, brimming with creativity, resilience, and profound understanding of the digital world, which is needed as we look to move Pine Hills and surrounding communities forward. Their unique perspective will undoubtedly drive us towards new horizons, and inspire us to reach greater heights. Looking forward to listening, engaging, and leaning into your blogs and all the information technology that you're going to be utilizing to bring this community back. As we're seeing right now, we want to see this at our February meeting. We want to see this at our March meeting. We want to see you all in July, not July. We take that month off, I think, still, right?
Yes.
But we want to see you all back every month as we're seeing you here. And so let's together embrace this transition with our hearts and minds, and let us support our new leader, Mr. Julian Serrano, and First Vice President Ms. Sandra Fatney Hall, as they take on the next leading forward into the Pine Hills community and moving us forward as we go on into the next level. So I wanted to bring you two to the podium to share that with you, and also to share that you have my support. We talked about accessibility. I'll be accessible. Absolutely, I'm going to be there for you. So thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so I wanted to share that. Thank you all for allowing me to do that with Ms. Sandra Fatney Hall and Mr. Julian Serrano. And I want to move right into my outgoing, because that's where I am next. And I think we have Ms. Patricia Rumpf and Ms. Rosamund Cotton. If you want to kind of make your way up towards the front. But before they do, or as they do, I want to talk about the work of the council for the last, I've been on the council now for 5 years. I think this is my 6th year. But as a president, 2 years. As a vice president, 2 years. And the blueprint that I upheld moving into those years, focusing on economic development, educational equity, homelessness, revitalization and beautification, community pride, safety, membership. And the last one that you see there, I'm so proud of, is because we were able to establish a 501c3. And granted, the council is 47 years surveying right now, Julian? 50, okay, so unincorporated. So again, thank you to the council. I want to just share with you all some of our work. And these are pictures, and then I'm going to ask Ms. Patricia Rump and Ms. Rosalind Claudette to come up front. And so we work collaboratively with our local, state, and national leaders at every level. The council does this day in and day out. We are collaborators. We work with them to get the work done. And we had the opportunity to meet with Mayor Timmons when I first became president in that year, and we established some of the different areas that we would work on, some of the goals that we would actually work towards during that year in the Pine Hills community. And you can kind of see these are monthly engagements. So again, you can see those numbers continue to grow there with the folks in the room. We want to see all of you back, and I can't iterate that enough. This is homelessness, addressing homelessness and food insecurity through partnerships. And we work diligently with community partners, Pine Hills Safe Neighborhood Partnership, Pine Hills Neighborhood Improvement District, and Orange County Sheriff's Office, and others. It goes on and on. I don't know, 7's here tonight, but we work with them as well. So you can kind of see all these different areas that we worked on. This is educational equity, and these students are the Future Leaders United from the United Foundation of Central Florida. We work grants. We work grants. Say that out loud. We work grants. We believe in grants, and I'm a grant writer by nature. And so we've been able to accomplish some grants and change some of the beautification walls in the community and what folks are seeing now in some of the neighborhoods. So we've been a part of that. This is a hobnob, which is, I believe there's one coming up this year, but I'm still standard from anyone. But civic engagement is a big one as well. And economic growth and development. So we are very big on engagement of individuals to the cause in Pine Hills and surrounding areas. We were the first to adopt a road, a county road. Ms. Candy Washington, please stand up. We got a lot of praises going on, but she hosted that. And so there's a cleanup coming up, and she will probably talk about that later on. But we adopted during my tenure a county road, and we called our Pine Hills Community Council Highway down in Hiawassee here. So these are just pictures, safety, and again, Orange County, I can't say it enough. They've been extremely engaged in our work. Commissioner Scott, I don't know if he's here, he's been extremely engaged in the work. We've done drug take-backs with DEA. We worked with DEA out of Tallahassee to do a drug take-back last year, and we were successful in that, getting those expired drugs out of the homes and into those disposal sites, as well as fire alarms. Safety again, there were lots of safety issues going on in the community, there still are. And collaborators under the Economic Development Partnership. And so we want you all to know that the last item here is community pride, celebrating pride in our community and surrounding areas. So we touch all of that through the pillars that you saw earlier. And then the last one, there it is, establish the Pine Hills Community Foundation, which I am proud to be the president of in the upcoming year. So starting this year, I'll be the president of the Pine Hills Community Foundation. So we're going to continue the work at a level that's you're going to see impact, because we're going after grants. We're going after monies to have the funds to address homelessness, to address safety, to address some of those areas of education and revitalization, and community pride. So I'm going to, at this point, turn it over to the ladies here, Ms. Patricia Rump and Ms. Rosalind Claudette.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Patricia Rump, but I need Senator LaVon Bracy Davis to come up, because we can't do this without her. And what we're going to talk about, I know you're surprised. Like Dr. Nichols said just briefly, that the Pine Hills Community Foundation is starting up, and next year Pine Hills will be 75 years old. So Rosa and I thought about what can we do to bring the community together. So we said, let's have a big celebration. So we needed funds to start this off. So I immediately approached our senator, at that time was Representative Gracie. We need funds to get this going. She says, contact AMSCOT. Tell them that I sent you. And AMSCOT, with her assistance, gave the Pine Hills Community Foundation $5,000 to get this off the ground. So thank you, Senator Gracie. Thank you so much.
The check, $5,000.
We are hoping that this is a big venture that we are planning, and it's to celebrate Pine Hill 75 years. And we are hoping and praying that all of you will get involved. We need the community, we need the businesses, because we want to have such a big celebration at 75 years old for Pine Hills, and we are hoping that you all will get involved.
Thank you.
Okay, that's amazing. That's an amazing start. And the foundation, your projects that are going to be identified under the 501c3, it was established under the Pine Hills Community Council as a philanthropic arm. We are totally, the EINs are separate. However, we are going to be looking at different projects to help move the community forward. So thank you so much for this big $5,000 check. And I know that we've been asking for money from others as well. We're looking for funds to help fund that project. Just like the parade, you all, that parade this past year in December was amazing. Amazing. Those of you that were there, you know that it was amazing. Yeah. And so we are excited about that. And so this also is a culmination of that parade. So when we do that 75th end of year project, the parade will also be a part of that as well to continue the growth of the parade. So at this time, we are at 6:53. Are we? No, we got 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes. No. It's 6:51. Sandra, we got 6:53 for you, and it's.
No, we're gonna do the oath of office.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna move right into the oath of office, 6:43. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, please. Here, this one works better.
Thank you so much. So we want to catch up on some time. So could I ask all of the incoming Pine Hills Community Council Board of Directors to please join us on stage. And of course, our state representative, Rachel Young. All right, come, Board of Directors, let's go. The bushes here. Oh, yeah, I see. You come down a little bit more to this side. Podium is in the way. You want us to go in front of it? Yes, can we go in front of the podium? Yes, thank you.
Good evening. The first oath of office in the United States was administered in 1789 as a solemn moment for those who were getting sworn in to vow before the people who got them there of their service to them. And as you all go into this moment, as we transition administrations and change management, well, we know that the management is changing, we know that the mantle still remains to serve this community, to uplift them, to fulfill our mission and vision that is just on the screen. And so, with that being said, if you will raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Solemnly affirm that I will support and uphold the vision, mission, and goals of the Pine Hills Community Council Incorporated. I will faithfully serve the residents of Pine Hills with integrity, accountability, and respect. And will carry out the duties of my office to the best of my ability. I commit to acting in accordance with the council's bylaws and code of ethics, and to working collaboratively for a clean, safe, and prosperous community. For a clean, safe, and prosperous community. So help me God. Congratulations. Can we greet our new administration?
All right, thank you all. Thank you all so much. You may be seated.
It's very nice to see you. You'll be back in Pine Hill.
All right, so I'm going to make this as short and as brief as possible. But does everyone in this room understand what a proud moment this is for me? Please clap it up. So, good evening, elected officials, distinguished guests, clergy, community leaders, ladies and gentlemen, Pine Hills Community Council Board of Directors. Thank you all for being here. For those of you who may not know, my name is Sandra Fatney Hall, and I have the honor of serving as the CEO and founder of the United Foundation of Central Florida. Tonight is not just a meeting. Tonight is history in the making. We're here to celebrate Julian Serrano O'Neill and the board who is being named the first Gen Z president of the Pine Hills Community Council. And if that was not powerful enough, Julian's also the first Future Leaders United alum to ever serve as president of the Pine Hills Community Council. That alone deserves applause. Julian is the first vice president of the United Foundation of Central Florida, a board he first joined as a student, later served as president, and now helps lead with maturity, vision, and heart. Julian has been attending these meetings with me for over 10 years. 10 years of listening, 10 years of learning, and 10 years of showing up. From programming to our website to helping to drive a $45 million impact in the Pine Hills community, the work of this foundation quite simply could not have come to fruition without Julian's dedication and I mean truly tireless hours of service. My late husband, Dennis Hall, the foundation's board of directors, and I first met Julian at Evans High School through the late Shelley Ann Braswell, Allie Braswell, and then Jeanette Gibbons Roberts, who had a lot to say about Julian. Dennis loved Julian deeply. And I know without question that he is smiling that sweet smile of his tonight, knowing that Julian continues to take his place in history and lead with integrity. Julian, thank you for not only everything you have done for the foundation, but for the love, strength, and unwavering support you have shown me leading up to Mr. Hall's passing and thereafter. Your grace, your class, and your genuine heart will never be forgotten. I also want to thank Janita Pritapandulu of Golden Crust Caribbean Bakery and Grill, Orlando. Thank you for the authentic love and support you've poured into Julian's life since meeting him nearly 10 years ago. It truly takes a village. Julian, you are the son I never had, but I do now. Serving as your first Vice President of the Pine Hills Community Council is an honor that warms my heart in ways I cannot fully express, especially knowing that you stood beside me over 50 projects, all guided by faith, friendship, and shared commitment to service. With God in the driver's seat, and with our friends, partners, and supporters, we have accomplished great things, and the best is yet to come. Julian, thank you for your unwavering dedication, thank you for your loyalty, thank you for your leadership. I'm incredibly excited about the future of Pine Hills and continued success of the Pine Hills Community Council. Letting you know that today, Tuesday, January 6, 2026, goes down in history as the beginning of a new chapter of genuine care and leadership that will continue to bring about meaningful and lasting change. Dr. Latanya Nichols, thank you for your service and for believing in all of us. So if this is your first time meeting me, I will share that I currently sit on over 10 boards, and tonight I proudly represent them all. I sit on over 12 boards, and tonight I proudly represent them all. So on behalf of the 85,000 plus residents of Pine Hills, the United Foundation of Central Florida Board of Directors, the Pine Hills Community Council, the Fluides, the Alphas, and so many others, please stand and join me in welcoming to the podium our new president of the Pine Hills Community Council, Mr. Julian Serrano.
Thank you, Ms. Sandra, for that warm welcome. Before I go into my remarks, every incoming president has the honor of taking a moment to acknowledge the outgoing. Dr. Nichols has dedicated many years to the council, not just as president, but in other capacities. And I just want to take a moment as the first act under my presidency to acknowledge you for your time as president of the Pine Hills Community Council. And this is for distinguished leadership and service to the Pine Hills Community Council for being president in 2024-2025. Thank you so much. Now, we can acknowledge all of our directors that have taken their oath this evening. Congratulations to you as well. Now, if you all know me, you know sometimes I go a bit off the script, and I try not to do it often, but Lord, I do it. So, I'm going to give you my remarks briefly, but this moment, there are two individuals that would have been here, but God had other plans for them, and so I just want to have a moment of silence real quick, if you would indulge me. I don't know why this thing. These two individuals, oh my goodness, man, Shelley Ann Broswell and Dennis W. Hall are amongst individuals that poured into me to make me the individual that you see here today. And I would be remiss if I did not, I think I'm okay. I would be remiss if I did not take a moment to honor them with a moment of silence. So if you can, please stand and acknowledge these two great individuals. Thank you so much. I get myself worked up sometimes. But yeah, I attribute a lot of my success to them and their partners. I would also like to take a brief moment to acknowledge my family that is in the room. I have my Nana in the back, my great-grandmother in the back, and my grandfather. Can you all three stand up real quick? Stand up real quick, Ms. Grandfather. My grandfather's on the wall right there. They are here representing my entire family, so thank you for being here tonight. Now I will give you my remarks. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it is up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just one tiny little minute, but an eternity is in it. Benjamin Elijah Mays, President of Morehouse College. With all protocols observed, good evening. I begin with that poem because it reminds us of something deeply important tonight. Time is not promised, leadership is not permanent, and responsibility is never abstract. A minute may feel small, but when we do with it, it can shape generations. Tonight I stand before you profoundly aware of this moment. This minute carries weight of 54 years of service and 50 years of incorporation, and the collective work of hundreds of volunteers, presidents, officers, residents, who have lived in Pine Hills and made it a place worth fighting for. I'm humbled to serve as the youngest president of the Pine Hills Community Council, not because of age, but because of what that responsibility demands of me. This role may not be something I took lightly, and is not something that I take alone. The Pine Hills Community Council was formed in 1972 by neighbors who understood that if Pine Hills did not advocate for itself, no one else would. What began as a response to the possibility of incorporation transformed to focus on infrastructure concerns, becoming one of the most enduring civic organizations in Orange County, shaping zoning decisions, public safety strategies, beautification efforts, youth programs, and the very identity that this community holds. There were seasons when Pine Hills thrived and seasons when it was tested. There were moments when the council stood strong, and there were moments when it had to be rebuilt. Yet through every chapter, one truth remained constant. Leadership matters. And let me be honest about one of the greatest tests this community has faced. For those who may not fully see that there is selective framing about Pine Hills and the storytelling that takes place, let me offer some context for you. Since the term Crime Hills was coined by a radio host in the late 80s and early 90s during the height of white flight, Pine Hills has been subjected to a pattern of coverage that is neither accidental nor neutral. When something negative happens here, Pine Hills' name is highlighted and placed on front and center in highlights, graphics, and sound bites. When the same incidents occur elsewhere, the language changes, the framing changes, the urgency changes. This disparity reflects racialized media narratives that have long shaped how Pine Hills is seen, discussed, and treated. And whether people choose to acknowledge it or not, these narratives matter. They influence public perception, they affect policy decisions, they impact investment, and they are something many of us on the ground confront every single day. We saw this again recently. News outlets largely overlooked the joy, culture, and unity displayed during our most recent parade, but were quickly to seek comment when tragedy struck in our community. That is a contrast. That story is a contrast, and happens too often. It is not the full story. But here is the truth that does not make headlines. Over the past several years, I've read countless reports about Pine Hills, both positive and negative. And as a younger resident of the community, I can say without hesitation that I've never felt more hopeful, I've never felt more proud, and I've never felt more confident of our future. Pine Hills. Pine Hills is not defined by a nickname. Pine Hills is defined by the people within it.
Yeah.
And despite these challenges, what continues to set Pine Hills apart is the passion of its residents and the power of its young people. Tonight, I express my gratitude to every president who has come before me, or director, from the earliest pioneers to the most recent stewards, including Dr. LaTanya Nichols, whose vision, passion, and advocacy and action framework signified strength in this council during a crucial period. I stand on the shoulder of leaders who demonstrated that community change is not accidental, but rather intentional. Leaders like Sandra Fatney Hall, who expanded the council from 10 members to 60, or Patricia Rump, who led the organization through COVID-19, and leaders like Bettina Bush, Evangeline Richardson, Kenneth Dwyer, Ruth Moats, Melba Williams, Glenn Connor, Max Wynn, Stuart Schaefer, James Curtis, Mont Thurston, who called to the call of being president more times than we could count. Leaders like Dan Bellante, Sony Greenfield, Paul Holmes, Gary Lowe, Nancy Johnson. Leaders like the first council president, the late William Arthur Bill Framer, or the late Tulliel Phillips, whose name is for our endowed scholarship at Valencia College. Leaders like the late Dennis W. Hall, who dedicated over 30 years to the Pine Hills community, initiated the Citizens on Patrol in the Hiawassee Oak subdivision. But before I go further, I would be remiss if I did not pause and acknowledge some very personal people to me. I stand here because of a village, a community of mentors, friends, families, colleagues, and elders who challenged me, if you will, corrected me, encouraged me, prayed for me, opened doors for me, and sometimes simply reminded me who I was before it felt heavy to be who I am. There are several individuals I would like to take a moment to just say their names. Sandra Fatney Hall, Gordon Russell, Zarita Principal Manu, Alan Braswell, Sam and Gannett Roberts, Dennis Hall, Shirley Ann Braswell, my fraternity brothers Anthony Jackson, Nicholas Solomon, Jalen Christie, Christopher Polk, Reginald McGill, Howard Purnell, Rayshawn Young, my parents, Kirk O'Neill, Angela Jennings, my step-parents, Teresa Jennings and Christine Boyd. If your name was not called, do not be afraid, do not be weary. Just charge it to my head and not my heart, because if I continued to name names, we'd be here all night. You all have carried me in moments when I could not carry myself. And for that, I'm thankful. To my mentors who model leadership with integrity, to friends who kept me grounded, to family who never stopped believing in me when the path was unclear, and to every person who spoke my name in rooms that I've yet to be in, thank you. This moment belongs to you. Dr. Mays reminds us that we must give account for how we use that minute. That principle defines the administration that begins here tonight. My presidency will be guided by something simple. A framework known as PACE. Participation, accessibility, collaboration, and excellence. Participation means that the doors of the council are open and wider than they've ever been before. Civic engagement does not belong to a few, it belongs to the people of Pine Hills. Accessibility, it means transparency, and it's not optional. Our meetings, documents, priorities, progress must be visible, understandable, and reachable for every resident. Collaboration means we must recognize that it cannot fall on a single organization, agency, or leader. The work cannot be done alone. Progress happens when residents, nonprofits, faith, leaders, school, businesses, and government move together. To that end, for a lot of you that are here, when I send you an email, I send you a text, or I call your phone, be ready to engage in the work together. Do not give excuses on why you cannot. I learned many years ago in the halls of Morehouse College, and I know I'm in BCU and FAM territory, but I went to the house. Let's acknowledge that. Okay? Morehouse taught me that excuses do not build communities, commitment does. If the answer is not yes today, then let it be how can we make it work? Because Pine Hills does not need perfect partners, it needs present ones. Excellence means we do not settle for activity without outcome. We will measure our work, we will report our progress, and we will hold ourselves accountable to the people that we serve. This administration will set the pace for progress, not through promise, but through results. In 2026, we will honor the past while actively shaping our future. We will elevate our signature community events like the Pine Hills Parade, and we will reignite civic tradition like the Hobnob, for those of you that are here running for office. I hope you got your money ready for that. Because you need to be there, and if you aren't, that's going to tell our community a little something about you. Anyhow, this year we will be celebrating 54 years of service and 50 years of incorporation as an organization, and we will ensure that our history is preserved, documented, and shared. But beyond events and milestones, our work is about something deeper. It's about restoring dignity to the community that was too often defined by labels instead of lived experiences. It is recognizing Pine Hills as one of the most diverse, resilient, and culturally rich communities in Central Florida, and ensuring that diversity is treated as a strength and not a footnote. When Dr. Mays writes, "I must suffer if I lose it," he reminds us that wasted time carries consequences. My commitment is to you. We will not waste that moment. We will advocate boldly, we will listen intentionally, and we will lead with integrity. And when this administration's minute has passed, we will be able to say we used it well. But let us be clear about something tonight. The future of Pine Hills does not rest on the shoulders of one president or one council. It rests with every resident who shows up here, every neighbor who speaks up, every partner who chooses action over apathy. This council can set the direction, but the community must supply the movement. Pine Hills will only go as far as we are willing to walk together. Again, Dr. Mays reminds us that each of us is given a minute, not just leaders, not just elected officials, all of us. And the question before us tonight is simple. How will you use yours? And if you're wondering what taking ownership looks like in every real, tangible way, let me be clear. One of the most simplest is by joining as a member of the council and paying your dues. It is joining on sponsorships. It is coming to the events. And I'm going to ask that every one of you have your agenda. There are QR codes. The same ones here. You move out your way. If you could take a moment to pick up your phone and scan the membership center and pay your dues before you leave this room tonight. And if you're an elected official or organization, look at that sponsorship tab, because that's how we will come together. And I mean, let's do that together right now. Don't be afraid to take your phone out, because I can see every face. I don't see no phones moving. Y'all laughing. I'm being so serious. All right, Tim Harris, I see you. Membership for Pine Hills Community Council is not just limited to residents. You do not have to live in Pine Hills. I think that's why some of you wasn't picking up your phone. You do not have to live in Pine Hills to be a member of the council. Membership dues is how we operate. It's how we do our programming, and it's how we support the community. So, join, be a part of the cause, and be a part of the mission.
I'm taking my phone up.
You're taking your phone up, okay. See, if Miss Sandra can do it, you can do it. Miss Sandra not too tech savvy. Okay? And I can say that, hold on, calm down. Did Miss Sandra just not say that I am a son that she never had? Miss Sandra will call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, Julian, this is not working. Okay, I will fix it when I see you. And it's good. So Miss Sandra can get that QR code, you too. But if you believe in what you heard tonight, I will invite you not to just applaud, but to invest in it. To the residents, to the council, again, this night belongs to you. To our partners, we invite you to walk with us. And to the next generation that are watching at the back of the room, in the flu shirts just like I was 10 years ago, thank you. And your voice matters. So, with that, this minute I have may not be long, but I hope that it shapes our future. Thank you so much, and God bless. God bless. It wasn't too long. I hope you did not get tired. I hope you did not get weary. Because the work Okay. Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Don't hold the body.
This is going to be the longest you hear me talk.
Don't hold the body.
Don't tell them that yet?
Don't hold the body.
Oh, what you want me to do?
Don't hold the body.
Don't hold the body.
Oh, don't hold the bottle. Thank you, brothers. I appreciate it. This is probably going to be the longest you hear me speak all year, so embrace it, take it in, because I do not like long meetings, and I do not like talking long. So now, I will move the agenda so that we can continue the program and eventually close for the night so that we can all hobnob and fellowship. The food here tonight is sponsored by Golden Crust Caribbean Bakery and Grill. Ms. Marina Principal, raise your hand. She is the owner of 4 stores and a bakery, and she has taken the time to come out tonight to make sure you guys have the food. So I'm gonna start moving things a little bit quicker so we can get to that. I would like to welcome none other than our amazing state senator representing our lovely District 15, Senator LaVon Bracy Davis, for remarks.
Good evening, Pine Hills and friends of Pine Hills. As mentioned, I am State Senator LaVon Bracy Davis, and it is truly an honor to represent Senate District 15, which includes Pine Hills, a community that is resilient, historic, and full of promise. So tonight is about leadership, it's about commitment, and it's about showing up. So first, let me congratulate the new slate of officers that have been sworn in this evening. You said yes to service, you said yes to responsibility, and you said yes, most importantly, to Pine Hills. And that matters. And I also said yes, as Ms. Patricia Rump mentioned, that I did some advocacy for Pine Hills as it relates to funding. Now, I would have you know that I've been extremely critical of AMSCOT, because AMSCOT gets, and Ms. Patricia will tell you, they get a lot of money from the Black and brown communities. So I've been very critical of them to their face. I don't talk about people behind their backs, so I'm critical to their face. And so I told them that if you're going to get rich off of communities of color, you need to seed back into the communities of color, and that's how we got that check. But I do want to say this plainly, that the Pine Hills community has always shown up. You showed up for me during campaigns, you've shown up in community meetings, at events, and in moments when the community needed advocacy, not silence. And I do not take that lightly, so tonight I want to make something very clear. When I go to Tallahassee, you go with me. I carry your voices, I carry your concerns, and I carry your lived experiences with me. Yes, you can clap on that. So please know, Pine Hills, when I walk into rooms, when I walk into community rooms, when I debate policy, when I fight for funding, for fairness, and for opportunity, I don't go alone. I take Pine Hills with me. And tonight I recommit myself to you to continue fighting for smart public schools, strong schools, safety, economic opportunity, housing stability, and dignity for this community. That is my job, and I promise that I will do it. But here's the truth. Community transformation is a shared assignment. So I have a role as a legislator. Local leaders, you have a role as well. Community members, you have a role. I see pastors in the community. I see the Divine Nine in the community. I see all of these wonderful people under the sound of my voice. You have a role as well. Your job, just like the Pine Hills Community Council, your job is to show up. Show up for the neighborhood, show up for the youth, show up when a resident is frustrated and feels unheard, show up to advocate, show up to organize and protect the future of Pine Hills. Show up for our young people and show them that this community is worth loving, worth fighting for, worth staying, and worth building. So I want to close on this. I will do my job in the Senate, in the halls of power, and at the policy table. I give you that with my word. I will do my job. But I need you to do yours. In the streets, in the schools, in the homes, and in the heart of this community. I'll fight in Tallahassee, you fight right here. I'll legislate, you organize. I'll push policy, you build people. So Pine Hills, I'll do my part, but tag, you're it. Congratulations to the new officers. Thank you for your leadership.
Next, for some brief remarks, my good brother, my friend, State Representative for House District 40, Rayshawn Young.
Good evening. As was introduced, I am State Representative Rashawn D. Young, and I proudly represent the Fighting 40th District in Florida State House of Representatives. I want to thank all of my colleagues who are here, all of the elected officials who have joined us, certainly to one of the greatest gifts God gave to this side of heaven, my fraternity brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. Amen, amen. To our outgoing and incoming presidents, thank you all for this opportunity. I'm grateful to be in this room tonight because it is not about title or position. It is about the people who have come into this space and what we represent. Not only what we represent, but what we carry with us as individuals. Some carry history, others responsibility, but everybody in this room carries possibility. Pine Hills has never been short of talent. It has never been short on faith. What it has always had is people who understand that progress does not start in Tallahassee or Washington. Progress starts right here. In our living rooms, in our churches, in our classrooms, and in spaces just like this one. I don't think it is apropos or by accident or incident that we gather here today on January 6th. 5 years after a moment when our democracy was tested and our faith in one another was questioned. But today we reclaim this date and declare that this year will be the change that we seek, because even in the midst of darkness and division, despair, and fear, light still cuts through. And when people choose faith, when people choose truth, courage, and community, the darkness never has the final word. There is a story that my fraternity brothers have heard before about a classroom teacher who was asking his students, does anyone in the room know why more twins are being born today? And there was a student, a young boy in the back of the room, he said, I know why more twins are being born today. And so the teacher said, do you really know why more twins are being born today? He said, I know why more twins are being born today. And so the teacher said, well, stand up and tell the rest of the class why more twins are being born today. The young man stood up and he said, more twins are being born today because they're afraid to come up in here by themselves. So let me say this plainly, leadership is not reserved for the few, it belongs to the willing. Leadership is an action, it's not a position, it is never disconnected from purpose. So leadership is not personality, it is performance. Leadership is not effort, it's results. And leaders understand that good intentions will never suffice when a backbone is required. Because showing up matters. Standing firm matters. Doing the hard thing when it would be easier to stay silent, that matters. And to everyone in this room tonight, let me say this with love and with clarity. If you think you're leading and you look behind you and there's nobody following, perhaps you're just out on the walk. So, Pine Hills doesn't need more spectators. It needs standard setters. It needs truth tellers. It needs people who understand that courage is indeed contagious. And the beautiful thing about that is that I see leaders everywhere in this room. Leaders raising families, leaders mentoring young people, leaders organizing and advocating and praying and pushing, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it is thankless. And this is how communities rise. Not because someone saves them, but because they decide to stand. And when Pine Hills gets into every generation, we understand, as Dr. Nichols said, understanding the gaps and connections between all of us, regardless of age or background or skin color or socioeconomic status. Question we must answer is whether the moment will come. The question is whether we will be ready when it does. And Pine Hills is that moment. And so as I close, I'll say a little poem that I first heard by the late Reverend Dr. Randolph Bracey that says, isn't it strange when princes and kings and clowns that caper in sawdust rings and common people like you and me are builders for eternity. Each is given a list of rules, a shapeless mass, a bag of tools. And each must fashion, ere life is flown, a stumbling block or a stepping stone. And so tonight I ask that you meet the moment for your purpose, even when it stretches you. I ask that you meet the moment for your neighbors who need your voice and your presence. Meet the moment for our young people and our children who are watching how we lead. Meet the moment for courage when silence would be easier. Because when ordinary people decide to meet the moment, extraordinary things begin to happen. And I believe with everything in me that the best is still indeed yet to come for Pine Hills and for Central Florida. And so thank you all. God bless, and let's meet the moment together.
All righty, we have two more brief remarks and then we will go into the food and the hobnobbing around the place. Let's give our state senator and our state rep another round of applause. I do want to just make something very clear because we have all kinds of different political views in the room, and I do want to acknowledge that the Pine Hills Community Council is a nonpartisan organization, and so it doesn't matter what your political ideology is, as long as you're here to serve. But the reason that these two individuals were here tonight is because we are in their district. And so they serve us. And so let's not be weary of anything like that. I promise we're in good standing. But now I would like to bring you both up at the same time because I need to move time. Our remarks, we will have remarks from the Florida District Director for the Florida Federation of Alpha Chapters, Christopher Polk. I work for him, guys, so please give him a round of applause as he comes up. And Brother Nicholas J. Solomon, the President of the Douglas Island Chapter of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. If you haven't noticed, there are alphas in the room.
Everywhere.
There's a Sigma. There's not a lot of them here, but there's a Sigma in the room. Are there any other members of the Divine Nine? Any others? We have a Delta, we have some AKAs, we have some Zetas. Thank you all for being here to support. But the oldest and the coldest will speak briefly. And start with Christopher.
Good evening. I'm going to say that one time. Good evening. I'm going to keep this brief. Brother Julius Serrano O'Neill, I'm so proud of you. I can tell you this right now. It feels like it got just a little more colder in Pine Hills because now you are president of the Pine Hills Community Council. Y'all please give him another hand. So our good brother, Dr. Martin McLean, he said it very clearly. He said that anybody can be great because anybody can serve. He also said that you don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't even have to be able to connect, subject and verbs to serve. All you need to do is have the heart to serve and the willingness to serve. So I want to challenge you today, and I see Bishop, if I can break it down a little more, even Jesus said in Matthew chapter 20, check me later, verse 28, that I did not come to be served, but to serve. Right. So I want to challenge everybody here. You've heard a call from your new president that's coming in at Pine Hills Community Center, Council, excuse me. Are you serving? Are you serving? And if you're not serving, the question is, where can you serve? And I'll tell you, one place you can serve is right here in Pine Hills. I think this is a really rich community. I've heard it throughout the entire night, where there's some amazing things that are happening here. But the richness of this community is only as rich as it is because of what we as a community put into it. So I want to encourage you to get up, get your feet wet, get your hands wet and dirty, and serve. And throughout service, I believe that we're going to see great things that's going to happen in this community. And the final thing I want to leave with you is that you see this young Gen Z. You say Gen Z? The first Gen Z of Pine Hills Community Council, okay. This brother has a lot of energy. And I want to encourage you to match that energy. He's going to need some people behind him to be able to help him, to lift up his arms, to encourage him to push forward. There's going to be opportunities and challenges that's going to come his way. And he's going to rely on us here today that are supporting him to have his back to move forward whatever agenda that he would like to do for this community. So once again, I want to say congratulations to you, Brother Julius Serrano O'Neill, and congratulations to the Pine Hills community for the great things that are coming in ahead in the future. God bless you.
Brother JSO, that's what I call him, Brother JSO. We want to recognize you. This is a proud moment, not only as being a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, but being so 4949. And all y'all in here who don't know what that is, that's Evans High School address. I'm a proud graduate of Evans High School as well. Just to see everyone that knows this brother know that he's a hard-working brother, and he does things in light speed. He's our current Brother of the Year. He's our current recipient of our Presidential Leadership Award. He's a current recipient of our Witherspoon Leadership Award, all within the past 12 months. And he continues to move at light speed. He continued to move at light speed, and I know without a doubt he's going to do some great things. But like my dear brother Pope here said, we need to support him, and not just in service, but like he said, in money. Anybody who's led an organization know we need your money to get things moving. So on behalf of the Delta Xi Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Fraternity, I would like to submit a proclamation of commendation and recognition. And it reads, whereas Brother Julian Serrano O'Neill, an initiate of the Delta Xi Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Fraternity, spring 2022, has demonstrated exceptional leadership, discipline, service to both his fraternity and the Greater Pine Hills community. And whereas on Tuesday, January 6, 2026, Brother Julian Serrano O'Neill, being formally sworn in as president of the Pine Hills Community Council, becoming the youngest president in the organization's 54-year history, a milestone that reflects both his personal excellence and the growing impact of the emerging Gen Z leadership. And whereas this historic installation and oath being administered by the youngest Brother State Representative Rashawn Young of House District 40, further underscoring the significance of this moment for civic engagement, public service, transition of power to the next generation of leaders. And whereas Brother Julian Serrano O'Neill has consistently represented the Delta Xi Lambda chapter with distinction, nobility through his service in various leadership capacities, under whose leadership our chapter has achieved and sustained excellence in programming, competition, visibility across the state, the southern region, and our general organization. And whereas Brother Julian Serrano O'Neill exemplifies the ideals of Alpha Phi fraternity, manly deeds, scholarship, perseverance, and uplifting others while serving visibly model for integrity, service, forward-thinking leadership for young people throughout the Central Florida area. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Delta Xi Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated hereby formally recognize and commend and congratulate Brother Julian Serrano O'Neill for his installation as president of the Pine Hills Community Council, and let it be further proclaimed that the chapter proudly acknowledges this historic achievement as a testament to Gen Z leadership, Alpha excellence, and enduring commitment of Brother Julian Serrano O'Neill beyond self. And let it be finally proclaimed that the brothers of Delta Xi Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi fraternity will continue to support you, encourage you, and partner with you throughout your leadership, advancing the community and empowerment, civic engagement, and positive change within the Pine Hills community and beyond. So, in witness thereof, this proclamation is hereby issued on this 6th day of January with pride, unity, and brotherhood on behalf of the brothers of the Delta Xi Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi fraternity, signed myself, Nicholas J. Solomon, and Vice President Lawrence Davis.
Thank you so much. That is amazing. I had no idea. Well, it has been a historic night. We are running over. So please see yourself to the food. I'm sorry, what now? Are there... Yes. The drinks were sponsored by Harvest Baptist Church, represented by Mr. Carl Battle. Thank you so much. Now, as you all start to go get your food and stuff, are there any public comments from elected officials? Do you have any announcements? Anything the community needs to know? Commissioner Scott, you good? Perfect. Rashawn, stay right there.
Really quickly, I do want to invite you all, myself and Senator Bracy Davis, in partnership with our public defender, Melissa Vickers, our clerk of courts, Tiffany Moore Russell, and our state attorney, Monique Worrell, are hosting a record sealing and expungement workshop tomorrow at Barnett Park. And so we want to invite you all to please come and join us. If you know people in the community or in your homes who need sealing and expungement, please send them to our social media pages to register. Our teams will also be here to gather information and help you get registered if you need any help. So please join us tomorrow night and spread the word about it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, one more thing. The Pine Hills Community Council is holding our quarterly Adopt a Road cleanup Saturday, January 24th, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the Walgreens on 2550 North Hiawassee Road. That will be on social media, so you can see it there. Are there any community members that need to make any updates? Any events we need to be aware of? Ms. Rum, make your way. Anybody else? Please start getting the food. Start getting the food, guys. Shay? Hello?
Thank you everybody. And I want to invite everyone out tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock at the supervisor election office. I will be filing to run for Orange County Commissioner, District 7. I invite you to come out and join me at 8 o'clock at the supervisor election. Thank you, I'll see you there.
Okay, I'm going to chair privilege and adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much. Janae.